Yellow!
Hey bud, what's up?
Oh, just getting going here.
Place a disaster?
Oh yeah, big time, bud.
Let's make this happen.
Sounds good.
I'll be up front. Bye.
Let's go to the McDons house. Let's go to the McDons. Let's go to the McDons house and play some songs. Let's go to the McDons house. Let's go to the McDons. Let's go to the McDons house and play some songs.
Thanks, everybody.
It's Ryan's spot of the week. It's Ryan's spot of the week.
I want to talk about something here. Psychics. They're out there, they're real, you know, just like a street light. Street lights are out there, you don't really think about them, they're just lighting the way. But psychics, they're real, you know. And is this shit for real though? Is it really, really real? Really? That's what I'm asking today. I mean, can somebody really predict that I'm gonna wear a Bathory t-shirt tomorrow? Seems really unrealistic. I mean, apparently 6% of people actually believe that they have some sort of a psychic ability. I believe, for one, that I can send telepathic messages to my dog. And I'm gonna try that right now. I told him to lick me. See? It worked. So, I mean, there's lots of famous psychics out there. And one that comes to mind is Edgar Casey, you know. I could talk about that guy for days. Jean Grey, Professor X. Jose Ortiz, not to be confused with Tito. Totally different person. And Sylvia Brown. Now, there's people out there that they're like Sylvia Brown, and you know, she's a self-described psychic and a medium. You know, she believes she sees the future, and she's been around for a while. She's been hitting up Larry King, you know, she's been up on Montel Williams, you know, he's legit. She charges something ridiculously outrageous for a phone session. You know, you call her just like the pick up the phone. But you call Sylvia Brown, somewhere around $700 for a half-hour session. You know, that seems legit already, doesn't it? I think she's real. We also got the greatest, could be the greatest psychic of all time, Nostradamus. I mean, that guy deserves 6 shows in a row. If Judas Priest friggin' names a whole record after the guy and an amazing song, there's gotta be something cool about that guy. I mean, right there. I could really rant about him and Edgar Casey for days. I mean, they basically go into a trance-like state, giving a bunch of really vague predictions that could mean anything. Nostradamus predicted 9/11, terrorist attacks, JFK assassinations, the invention of Neapolitan ice cream. Well, maybe it wasn't that. It might have been the reign of Napoleon. Yeah. The A-bomb. Supposedly predicted that. So this brings us to our next point, the skeptics. People that are out there trying to prove a point, you know, and it's good to be skeptic. You shouldn't believe everything, you should question it. And there's one guy in particular, long time outspoken, his name is James Randi. He's like the champ, you know, he's rocking a beard, he seems like he's 99 years old, and he's probably a friggin' wizard. But he's just a, you know, regular guy. He's been running a campaign since I don't know how long, 25 years, that says if you pass a series of his tests, all right, no, we're not talking math tests, high school shit, we're talking psychic tests, all right? If you pass them and prove that you're legit psychic, basically he's gonna give you 1 million big ones. And he's got the money, it's ready to go, and nobody's friggin' even come close ever to winning the money, ever. No one's ever come close to passing. Except for me, passing gas. There's even iPhone apps out there that help a person build and work on their psychic powers. I mean, I'm gonna end up writing a book, because I'm psychic, and you know, a book that's essentially gonna tell the future, and I'm hoping to give the results of every major sporting event until the end of the century. And I'm probably gonna call it Ryan McDon's Sports Almanac. F you, Biff. So there's lots of stories of people out there that have died and went through this near-death experience, and I just want to take a quick look at one of the cases which involved a man named Daniel Brinkley. I know it's a weird name. The guy was 25, crazy thunder and lightning storm going on. He gets struck by lightning, you know, 18,000 volts or 180,000 volts. And he says he gets out of his body, you know, he sees his girlfriend checking him over for breathing, you know, probably seen her grab a couple 20s from his pocket. But his buddy Tommy comes in the room trying to get his heart going and talking to him. So I mean, Daniel, this guy, is dead for like 28 minutes until his buddy sees the sheet moving. He knows he's breathing and he comes back to life. But while he was out, he said that he'd seen these 13 or 14 beings of light, and they gave him these little boxes, you know, and inside each box was thousands of images of things that have yet to happen, like, you know, future events. And apparently Daniel witnessed some 117 or some odd future experiences that have yet to happen. So Daniel comes out of the thing, he's having a rough time, he couldn't walk or talk for about a year, but he's talking about things that haven't happened yet, like Chernobyl, the Gulf War, you know, the election of Reagan, the collapse of the Soviet Union, and his buddies are thinking he's full of crap until, you know, things start coming together. So there's always going to be people that are out there, you know, claiming that they predict the future, or, you know, they seem to have some magic ability to know things that they shouldn't possibly know, you know, things like how I'm overweight, they shouldn't know that, or how I eat chips for breakfast, you know. There's no way that someone could actually predict that I eat chips, specifically Doritos, with milk for breakfast. Because right now it's about 6 a.m. I'm heading down to work, and there's no way. I mean, you just can't guess this shit.
It's Ryan's spot of the week. It's Ryan's spot of the week. Late at night while you're doing dreams, I'm alone and my mind is racing, taking up on some street. There's a song playing on repeat. It's becoming unpleasant. I'm no longer listening. The record's in my head. The record's in my head. Swimming eyes trying hard to see the importance of friends and family, exes and past acquaintances. Late at night they all speak to say it's becoming unpleasant. I'm no longer listening. The record's in my head. Oh, the record's in my head. It's handleless, and I'm no longer listening. Make it all go on. Make it all go on. Make it go away, away. The record's in my head. Oh, the record's in my head. It's handleless, and I'm no longer listening. Yeah.
So, earlier today, we were playing at St. John, and April Wine was there, and I was talking to Brian Greenway, and he was telling us what a prick Miles is. What do you think?
best albums in the history of the human being. Records we all should talk about. An album we could all listen to this week.
Alrighty. So, I've been broken for a long time. Here we go, number 22 on the best albums in the history of the human being segment of the McDons House. And we got, for number 22, it's Sebadoh. Sebadoh. And this is just plain weird because, you know, me, I'm like, kind of like the punk rock metal guy of the 80s and the hippie or heavy guy, hard rock of the 70s, and there's the 60s. But it's funny that this band Sebadoh doesn't really fit into what was a big scene for me and stuff like that. So this was strange in a way. It was 1992, so this album came out in 1990. So I was late with it. And I think it was 1992, around the time that Peppermint came out by Sloan. And at this point I had been in Eric's trip for a little while, and there was mixtapes that were always being played. And I guess, you know, it would be stuff like Dinosaur and My Bloody Valentine, stuff like that. But there was always one particular album that I didn't even know what it was. I didn't even think it was an album. I just thought it was like this demos of acoustic guitar pieces and stuff like that. But there was an entrancement, and then I think there was a ride home from Toronto, or from Hamilton one night, and this came up in the middle of the night. And it's funny too, because I always thought it must have been just part of a mixtape, because at the end of it you'd hear, "If the motherfuckers can't go," by Discharge, kind of always playing. I was wondering, well, that's just snippets of different bands and stuff like that. But this was Sebadoh I was hearing. Now Sebadoh is Lou Barlow, the bass player of Dinosaur. And Rick White of Eric's Trip was a really, really big Dinosaur fan, so they got into Sebadoh as well. And with all that scene, like whether it was, I don't know, grunge or power pop stuff or whatever that was coming out at the time, I couldn't really grasp onto it, but this was one album that like just caught me so much. It's quite an anomaly. Did I already say that? So, it's Witchcraft, you know. They are from Massachusetts, so that would lend its, you know, thing for witchcraftism, I guess. But just a really hard one to explain. I don't even know what else to say. Like, I talked to the main curator of this album, Lou Barlow, once, and I told him that this album is the 22nd best album in the history of the human being. And he thought I was nuts for saying that there's no way. And so that made me doubt it, thinking that maybe I'm just wrong, and if I hear this album enough, I'll realize it's not that good of an album. But every time I listen to it, it seems to have that spell of witchcraftism that takes you to a different place. You know those Romero movies, or maybe if you've ever been to Pittsburgh? Well, I guess Romero's from Pittsburgh, it's all the same. But we're getting away from things now, but there is an antiquate kind of quality to this album that, I don't know, Sebadoh. It's so hard to fall in love. Yeah, it's murky ground here. You can only think about stuff and meditate on stuff, but I can't really be. It's basically Lou Barlow with an acoustic guitar, and you would suspect that some of the times that he's announcing that he's recorded this album mainly from anywhere from 3 in the morning till about 5 in the morning. Sometimes you can almost hear the birds in the background, so it's that fresh light of day, dawn feel to this album. But then there's a drummer named Eric Gaffney for Sebadoh that's, I don't know, he can look through you, but not really at you. And he took these tapes of Lou Barlow with his acoustic guitar, and I think it was him that assembled and made this album. I could be wrong at what I just said, but that's the way I think it went down. It's kind of a collaborative effort between Lou and Jason. No, Lou and Eric. I don't even think Jason's on this album, to tell you the truth. Jason might have came a bit later, but I'm not sure. I say this album came out in 1990, but I think the recordings are like from 86 to about 89, something like that. Very mysterious. For the people that are in the know, that know about Dinosaur and S02E09, I think you know what I'm talking about. But for anyone else, you just probably think I'm rambling, and I am. But think of witchcraft and think of the morning birds and meditative times, and this album is magical, and wow, it's to put this in the top 25 of albums ever, considering it was just done on cassette with an old ghetto blaster, I suspect, for the most part, is pretty magical, and this album is magical. Weed Forestin, S02E09.
Mark's made a list of the best albums in the history of the human being. Records we all should talk about. An album we could all listen to this week. Let's go to the McDons house. Let's go to the McDons. Let's go to the McDons house and play some songs.
Thanks, everybody.